Thorpe. We'll let him start with an opening statement, and we'll open up to questions.
Yeah, hats off to Albany. I mean, they're a really good team, and cruising in the American East. So always tough to come down on a day trip to Albany. But hats off to them, their coaching staff. I thought they were well prepared. But proud of our kids. We kind of hung in there, made some plays, and they forced us into some turnovers early on in the game, especially in our clears, and they capitalized. So we started well on the draw, then we were reeling a little bit, but I thought Molly Gusick won a couple key ones late to give us a couple possessions, and we made a couple shots. So we're very fortunate to get out of here with a win, and we'll take it and get ready for a real tough ACC opponent in Pittsburgh.
Coach, I know the attack's been a focal point. What'd you see out of them today?
We made a few shots. We still got to shoot the ball better, but we're fortunate to get the goals we did tonight. We needed every one of them. And again, I thought our defense made some plays down the stretch. They have been all year, but just Albany forced us into some turnovers and some bad decisions, and we certainly got to learn from this. Clean up and get ready for, like I said, a really tough Pittsburgh team on Saturday.
Coach, go ahead. Talking about Albany forcing some turnovers, what else did they do to kind of keep this one close throughout?
They did a good job. The Paisley cook, number 21 for Albany, did a good job. We were kind of cruising in the first period on draw controls, and she did a good job, real good job in the second period to get some wins and give them a little momentum, and then she continued in the third, and we, like I said, Molly Gusick, we came in, hit a couple, got a couple on the circle as well, and we needed every one of those draw controls.
Coach, 8 straight wins. Did you expect this after starting the season 0-3, and now what's your message to the team as you attack a hard ACC schedule?
It's about the ACC conference, and we're 4-2 in the conference, and Pittsburgh's been playing really well. They gave Clemson everything they could handle last week. I think it was a 1-goal game there, and they're a tough team that doesn't quit, and we get them home in the Dome, and that's going to be huge for our position for us for the ACC tournament. So big game on Saturday.
On a win streak like this, how do you avoid complacency?
I thought we were a little complacent tonight. You got to show up. I think this year it's a week-to-week league, and day-to-day, I think any team can beat anyone. I think we can beat any team in the country. I also think we can lose any team in the country, and you got to show up every day, and you got to play a full 60 or more minutes. And we haven't played our best full 60 yet, and we had a couple flashes tonight, but we got to be much better. Come Saturday.
What's the biggest thing you learned in a 2-goal victory coming down to the wire, very similar to that win over Virginia?
Kids made some plays, but again, I think a lot of credit goes to Albany there, but a lot of credit goes to our kids too. It wasn't our best game, wasn't our a complete game, but we snuck out with a win, and we're fortunate to get the win. And like I said, I think we got to learn from this and learn about how we prepare. And on day trips, we go Pittsburgh on Saturday, then we turn around and go at Cornell, and if we play like this against Cornell will be running clock on us. So we got to focus up as a group, as a staff, and have our kids ready for first game on Saturday.
Take a couple more.
What does your best full 60 look like?
I think we can beat any team in the country, but in the same breath, I think we can lose any team in the country. But I think that's most of the teams this year. Besides, you could make a case for any team in the country. I think any team this year can show up and beat any team, and that's just the type of year. You've seen it with all the different upsets in that. So I think you got to come prepared every day, at every game. If not, you're come out on the short end.
Coach, it's a couple of wins now. We've had to really dig in. So what has impressed you most about this team in this past run?
It's a gritty group. Albany, hats off to Albany. Like I said earlier, they played really well, but I thought we weren't as sharp as we should have been. And quick turnaround from Saturday. Playing outside, day trip on the bus. But to me, those are excuses, right? You get an opportunity to play a game that you love, and it should be the best 2 hours of your life, and we just have to treat it like that and just prepare, for these type of games. Better all around, from the coaching staff to the players to the staff to everyone.
Anything final for Coach? All set. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Have a safe trip back, guys.
Thank you. You too.